What's up, everybody? How you all doing today? And welcome to the first video of the read-through of the Prose Edda by Snorri Sturluson. And in here, so we're gonna start off right out the gate here with the first story here in the book, which is the Fooling of Galfe. I'm hoping I'm getting that one right. So, chapter 1, Jefjun's Plowing. King Galfe ruled the lands that are now called Svithjod, Sweden. Of him, it is said that he gave to a wayfaring woman as a reward for the entertainment she had afforded him by her storytelling a plow land in his realm. As large as 4 oxen could plow it in a day and a night, but this woman was of the Asa race. Her name was Jefjun. She took she took from the north, from Jotunheim, 4 oxen, which were the sons of a giant and her, and set them before the plow. They went. Then went the plow so hard and deep that it tore up the land. The oxen drew it westward into the sea until it stood still in a sound. There Jefjun set the land, gave it a name, and called it Sealand. I apologize for the stuttering. I have a little bit of an auditory problem. Alright. So, and where the land had been taken away became afterward a sea which in Sweden is now called Långren, the Mälar Lake of Sweden. And in the Mälar Lake, the bays correspond to the capes in Sealand. Thus Brage, the old skald, Jefjun Glad, drew from Galfe, the excellent land Denmark's increase, so that it reeked from the running beasts, 4 heads and 8 eyes bore the oxen as they went before the wide, robbed land of the grassy isle. Chapter 2, Galfi's Journey to Asgard. King Galfi was a wise man and skilled in the black art. He wondered much that the Asa folk was so mighty in knowledge that all things went after their will. He thought to himself whether this could come from their own nature or whether the cause must be sought for among the gods whom they worshipped. He therefore undertook a journey to Asgard. He went secretly, having assumed the likeness of an old man, and striving thus to disguise himself. But the Asas were wiser, for they see into the future, and foreseeing his journey before he came, they received him with an eye deceit. So when he came into the burg, he saw there a hall so high that he could hardly look over it. Its roof was thatched with golden shields, as with shingles. Thus says Thjodolf of Heathen that Valhall was thatched with shields. Thinking thatchers thatched the roof. The beams of the burg beamed with gold. In the door of the hall, Galfe saw a man who played with swords so dexterously that 7 were in the air at one time. That man asked him what his name was. Galfi answered his name was Ganglier, that he had come a long way, and that he sought lodgings for the night. He also asked who owned the burg. The other answered that it belonged to their king. I will go with you to see him, and then you may ask him for his name yourself. Then the man turned and led the way into the hall. Ganglier followed, and suddenly the doors closed behind him. There he saw many rooms and a large number of people, of whom some were playing, others were drinking, and some were fighting with weapons. He looked around him, and much of what he saw seemed so incredible. Then quoth he, Gates all before in you go, you must examine well, for you cannot know where enemies sit in the houses before you. He saw 3 high seats, one above the other. In each sat a man. He asked what the names of these chiefs were. He who had conducted him in answered that the one who sat in the lowest high seat was king, and hight Har. The one next above him, Jafnar, but the one who sat in the highest throne, Thried. Har asked the comer what more his errand was, and added that food and drink was there at his service. For all in Har's hall, as for all in Har's hall, Ganglier answered that he first would like to ask whether there was any wise man. Answered Har, you will not come out from here hale unless you are wiser. And stand now forth while you ask. He who answers shall sit. And we are going to go ahead and stop right there for today. I thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me try to read through this. Hopefully, as this gets along a lot further, I get a little bit better at reading this. I hope you all enjoyed it and everything. And if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section, as well as feel free to stitch this video if you would like to add anything or maybe correct me on some parts where I may have messed up during my reading and everything. But until next time, guys, catch you all later.